I'll now go to the chair of the Environmental Subcommittee, Mr. Johnson, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thanks to you folks, the NRC commissioners, for being with us today. This is an important hearing, and this is going to inform us. And I know I and others on this committee want to legislate in this space. So I'm looking forward to getting some of your thoughts today as we go through this hearing. I'm planning on reintroducing my Strengthening American Nuclear Competitiveness Act in the coming weeks, and the legislation will require the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, you folks, to present several reports to Congress. So first I want to go to Commissioner Caputo. You mentioned in your testimony that you want the NRC to innovate how it accomplishes its mission. My legislation would ask the NRC to issue a report on innovative non-electric uses of advanced nuclear technology or small modular reactors and perhaps in energy-intensive manufacturing and other applications. Do you believe NRC is equipped to study these technologies for future licensing, and do you support the NRC having a role here?
I believe it's very appropriate for us to study the nature of how process heat, as it's generated in the plant, would ultimately be used within the bounds of how it impacts safety.
But are you equipped? Are you equipped to do that studying? Do you think?
For the safety review, yeah. Yes, indeed.
Okay. All right. What about you, Chairman Hansen?
Yes, I believe we're well equipped to evaluate the non-power applications of nuclear power and the safety on that.
Okay, all right. Well, next I want to touch on another part of my legislation. I think we all can agree here today that we're not interested in inhibiting investment in nuclear technology here at home. We want and need to strengthen the fleet. My bill would lift the Atomic Energy Act's outdated ban on foreign investment and control from entities in allied friendly nations. This has at times proven to be a barrier to further nuclear development here in the United States. So, Chairman Hansen, do you and the NRC have a position on this?
The Commission hasn't yet taken a position on this. I can tell you I have very close relationships with the regulators in a lot of the friendly countries that you identify in your bill, Congressman, and I think there's a real opportunity there to work more closely together.
Do you think it's appropriate to continue this ban? Do you have an opinion on that, or should we consider changes?
The Commission hasn't really taken a position on this, as you know, but I can tell you certainly that since the invasion of Ukraine, I have my interactions with my friendly, like-minded countries on all aspects of the nuclear fuel cycle have increased significantly about how we can cooperatively work together, reduce international regulatory barriers, et cetera, to integration of the global nuclear supply chain along the lines that you propose.
Okay, all right. Next, I want to pivot to keeping our American innovators competitive overseas. You mentioned the war in Ukraine. You know, we've seen an increased interest overseas in the security and reliability of nuclear energy. Ideally, these new reactors are U.S. designs. I'm encouraged by recent announcements in Poland and Romania. Importantly, the designs that these countries are interested in building are either licensed and operating or certified by the NRC. We're talking about Westinghouse AP1000 or NuScale. Chairman Hansen, how can the NRC help other regulators understand U.S. technologies and licensing decisions to spur global deployments?
Yeah, thank you. We are doing this literally as we speak, Congressman. We've had a 10-year relationship with our Polish regulatory counterparts. We've ramped up those interactions in the last 2 or 3 years. I know there were a lot of factors that went into the decision to pick U.S. technology in Poland, but I think the commitment on the part of the NRC to walk alongside and to help prepare that Polish regulator was certainly a factor. I think Commissioner Wright's visit to Romania last year helped cement that relationship as well. Our work with the Canadians on the GE, Hitachi, BWRX, and the joint review we're performing there And also the GE is looking at exporting that to Poland and other parts around the world also. I can tell you, we've established now a civil nuclear cooperation agreement with Ghana, and I'm headed there to work with their regulator here in just a few weeks.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. We'll now go to the Granite